All right, let's see if we can actually get into Fallout Anomaly. Let's see what happens. So, I am. This is disappointing. There we go. We were having some troubles. This is post rollback of any AE stuff that unfortunately got on my computer into the base game, even though each one of these are separated. Each mod list is separated into its own folder with a version of the base game, a stock game version in each folder. So it's supposed to virtually run Fallout, but something happened. And here we are. So we're going to go in and we're going to see what we got, see what's left, see if we were able to fix what Bethesda did to our games. It's been a while since we were in Anomaly. We had been playing some other things. I was able to get Wasteland Genesis going. I am still unable to get Old New England going again. That one's going to require me to re-download everything. Okay, so we still have Heather. We didn't get any error messages. We've got Vex. We've got Heather. And we got Dog Meat. We are down in the Commonwealth. We're just looking around, trying to see what we got going on. I like these posters, man. Got to be careful where we walk. Because down here, in this area especially, once I get my bearings, if I know where we are, should be Art's Diner around here somewhere, right?
Stay sharp if you spot a kid. Lots of them are rotten little scam artists. They'll take you for all they can get.
So, Super Mutant.
Tested radiation levels safe.
Um, oh, okay. Maybe it's not where I thought we were. All right, we're going to show me your inventory. I don't care about that. Butcher. Dispose. There's the bus station. So, if we're right, and it's still possible, there's still a possibility. So there's the bus station. I think her name's Iris. Where are we headed? We are headed that way.
I'm a mighty, mighty man.
Oh God.
I'm in my prime.
Let's just go look. Sure. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's just see what we got. All right. We're level 26. We have some level ups. I have the suit 101, but I'm not using either of these, probably because gloves, belt. sure. Hold on. Wrong thing. All right. This is first person. Oh my god. There it is. Okay, we got a whack camera going. All right. So first things first. Okay. All right. And what does that do to our carry weight? And increased it a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to come over here, go to mod, configuration. And no, I didn't think to. All right. So apply. Okay. Just takes a moment. Sometimes longer than a moment. All right. Get out of here. Okay. I will never understand the whole custom camera
You've got to
thing
accentuate the
and why. But also, I want to, let me just look this up real quick. I'm going to go back to first person. And I'm going to come over here. All right. What worries me is sometimes, and then I know with Skyrim, so I don't know if it's in this one as well. All right, there we go. Okay. Arts Diner should be right here on the corner. But the thing is, you got to be very careful because there are mines. Where's Arts Diner? Is it on that corner? Yeah, probably. All right. So we've already and should have come through and cleared this out. Yep. Wooden crate. Sack hood. Zombie dog. Suppose. Okay. There's the liquor. Seriously, liquor. Greater left arm. Okay. We can make dirty water from purified water. We can make belts. No need there. Can't make any rows. All right. That's all I needed to confirm. Okay. Now, I do want to check one thing. What the fuck is that?
Adjusted radiation
Please,
level
explain to me. What is that? This is first person. I will never. Oh, it's missing plugins. Okay. It's good to know. All right. So, for the foreseeable future, we are playing in first person until we can figure out why. Why? Now, I would like to take the blame for the issue with custom camera and saying, yeah, I deleted it, but I did not, because I haven't gotten around to that. And in truth, it's the least of my concerns. All right, let's get over here. Well, all right, so we got to report our success about 10 pines to the settlers of 10 pines. Read the newspaper article, and then all right, we don't need that. We don't need that. So basically, what we need to do is report our success. Okay, so while we're here, let's take a look. I want to bring that up. I want to bring that up, and definitely want to bring that up. And then we'll start working on our luck and agility for sure. I actually am gonna do this. All right. Okay. All right, we got to get back to 10 pines. Which way is 10 pines? Up that way. It's getting late anyway. I'm trying to remember why I'm wearing that mask. Was there a call for it? We might need these. For now. For a minute there, I was like, damn it, where are we? Wood. Actually, let's see if we can. Where? I can't see. Oh. Get down! What are you doing? Just standing there. God damn it. Everything is moving very slow. Completely discombobulated. I need a bandage. I need some ibuprofen. I could use probably a, what's this one for? Slowly restores HP and AP. And then, can use that and that. Am I even not even down? Every time you see, that's another thing. Every time you use a medical thing, it makes you stand up. It takes you out of crouch. In my opinion, that's kind of stupid. So I'm not sure why it does that. Why would you even make it do that? So I'm not on board with that. So it doesn't make sense to do that. Um, okay, so you can see, no, you can't see, but I'm hitting down on the D-pad, right on the D-pad, nothing happens. But as you can see, and you probably haven't noticed, I was frozen. I couldn't do anything because it's trying to do something, and then maybe the wheel is broken. Nothing would make me happier than just never see the wheel again. So I'm not going to say I'm very sad that nothing happens when we hit the wheel. I truly appreciate it if we don't ever see it again. Um, I know that I have gone on record of saying that this is not one of my favorite lists. You know what I mean? And I think because of all the changes that have been made to it, I don't know if any have been made to it to the positive, right? Uh, all the major changes that I've seen to the list, right? I'm going to say most of them, in my opinion, have been negative, have had a negative impact
Usually not much
on
going
my
on,
enjoyment
you know?
and
Some people
on the game overall for
manage
me.
stuff in the room.
That doesn't mean that someone else may not really like the changes that it has made. For me, no. You know what I mean? But then so far every mod list goes with some version of or some form of the custom camera, and for me it's negative every single time. There has not been one time that I've seen the custom camera implemented and actually thought it was done well or done great. That is the one thing I wish people would just leave off of the list altogether. It is the one thing that I don't think is necessary. I mean, I'm not going to say that um, Fallout's vanilla camera is great. It's not, but it's better than the custom camera. And maybe it's better than the custom camera because of the way the custom camera is getting set up. And what I mean by that is in third person, I do not need the camera down right there, dead center, right in the middle of the back. And that's the part that really bugs me the most. And that's where we're finding most of the cameras get set up. Dead center in third person, right in the middle of the back. And I'm like, what does that do? What explain to me how that is good? And then I'm sitting there going like, well, maybe I just don't understand FPS shooters. Maybe I don't understand any games that, you know, require you to, that you're in third person and trying to shoot. And I'm going like, yeah, but I've played these games and I don't recall any of them. Any of them where I'm sitting there and my camera is right dead in the back of my character in third person. And it's like, well, FPS, that's first person shooters. Okay. Well, that's completely different. All right. So what about third person shooters? And every third person shooter I've ever played, Halo being one, you know, Mass Effect, I'm not saying these are great games or great shooters or anything, but all of them, the camera's offset up and over her shoulder, one or the other shoulder. So I'm like, well, where is it down the center of somebody's back? And I'm like, I can't think of a single one. Yet the custom camera here is down the center of my back. And it's like, well, that just defeats the whole purpose, doesn't it? It helps no one. So now the wheel. Again, I don't play Souls-like games. I don't like Souls-like games. So I won't ever play a Souls-like game. Or at least try not to.
You find those raiders?
Yeah, took care of them. Okay, see now this is the other thing too here, right? You see this? So when you start a conversation, the very first time, once you get into it, you can use the controller. But the first thing you have to do,
Yeah, I took care of him.
No kidding. That's the best piece of news we've had around here for a good long time. So we've been talking. We decided if you came through for us, we'd join up with the Minutemen again. If we want things to get better, we've got to start helping each other. So, we're in. You can count on us if you need help down the line. Thanks again, friend.
all right. So that means we can use the what's the name? Usually, what's his name is here, Lucas or whatever his name. Then here, let's go ahead and do that. Let's take those. Or take those and adhesive. All right. Then we're also going to do this. Oh, hey, nice. Hello? Oh, okay. So one of the things we can do here, as you can see that dimensional chest, is we can say, all right, well, let's do this. Then of course, when I get down here, I'm gonna go to transfer. It's gonna undo everything I just did. All right. Anything else? So then we come back down here and undo. All right. So cigarettes. Take those again. But that's it. All right. So now let's go ahead and make some stuff. We need water. How do we have 0 water here? There was always a there was already a what's the name? Okay. What is that? A fog.
Radioactive particles detected. Please put on safety equipment.
Okay. Fine. All right. Did I put it on? I don't know. Headwear. What am I wearing? All right. Put that on. Okay. What? How big can we go? Oh, I can do a windmill. And I can do one of these. All right. So we're going to do one. We're going to put you right there. Okay. Can I do a windmill? Don't have enough aluminum. Okay. Not going to sweat it. What is this? It won't go back. It won't go back. There it is. Recruitment beacon. Alright, so we're going to hit you there too. And then we're also going to see if we can do some kind of, why are you hitching? We don't have enough stuff for water. You need a metal bucket. Are you freaking kidding me? A metal bucket, literally a metal bucket, and concrete. The metal bucket requirement is kind of stupid. It should just be part of the steel thing. What kind of turrets can we make? We can make 4 turrets. Alright, one right there. One right here. Oh,
Tested radiation level moderate. Radioactive particles detected.
and then one right here. Alright. Thomas Bradley. I don't really need to talk to you just yet. I understand. He's assigned to something. I don't know what he's assigned to. Well, maybe he was always here. Alright, cinder block. Cinder block. What is this? Yeah, because we can't see a damn thing. I know what I'm going to put here. Why is it not on? Oh. There we go. I can't do another one? God dang it. No lights at all. Okay. Let's come on over here. Can I do, just need one prefab. A large shack. Right? Where's the door? I'm fine with that. Hey, let's go back. We need stairs.
Tested radiation level moderate.
Okay. I don't think I can make any beds. Oh, I can. 6. Alright, hold on. Oh, this flashlight is awesome! Yes! Oh. Seriously? That is a classic example of that helps no one. What is the even point? What is the actual ever-loving point? To create a flashlight that poor. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to put one right there. Can I put one right there? Alright. We got 8 beds. We got 3 people. We got 0 water. And I gotta be honest with you. The fact that it has a what's the name requirement, a bucket requirement, means this place isn't going to have water for a long time unless we can figure out and find where the original was And why is it broken? There was an original one right here, right? We didn't take it. Where's the original water pump?
Tested radiation level moderate.
There it is. What the frick is wrong? See, all you're gonna get is steel. You're not even gonna get the bucket. So, what is the issue with this pump? It doesn't need fluid. What the fuck, man? I can't see a damn thing. And then lost track where I am. What is going on with the water thing? You see what I'm saying? That makes no sense. You know what? I'm gonna just go lay down, take one of these bunks. I'm taking too many rats. Fuck you. Okay.
Tested radiation level moderate.
There may not be a such thing as a waiting in this game, which is stupid. So, what I can safely say is, I don't know. Every time I return to this game, I return hoping for the best, and I got to be honest with you. There's just every time there's just more crappy stuff after crappy stuff about this particular about the game. This flashlight is just absolutely ridiculous. What is the purpose of that? What is the ever loving purpose of this flashlight?
Can we trade a few things?
Sure thing.
I don't want to trade with you. And then the fact that you have a water pump, and then look at it. I can use it. I can honestly use it, but it doesn't register as part of the settlement. So, does that make sense? And if I tear it down, I don't get the bucket that I'm required that I need in order to actually create a water pump that belongs to the settlement. So it's kind of like an FU on all caps to the player. Like, yeah, we see that you're trying hard to do stuff, but guess what? We are determined to make it so that, you know, oh yeah, we're going to give you a flashlight, not one that actually works, worth a darn. Oh, there is no, I can't brighten it. At least not here.
Radioactive particles detected.
Let me see. Let's look in the config menu and see atmosphere. Let's have a seat. Time to relax. AP generation. How many seconds does it take to sit for relaxation? So you can sit and relax, but you can't make the game wait. Because while we're taking radiation, we can't actually sleep either. So we're missing the plugins for that. I don't know what plugins. And it is possible because hold on a sec. Show the crosshair. Da da da. Show that. Show that. Show that. Okay. Immersive HUD is off. In game. Wait. Wrong button. All right. Enable custom light. Can you know what? I don't give two rats asses about the. I want brightness. Where's the brightness? Intensity, amplitude. I don't know what that is. I really don't. Why don't you just have a fucking setting that says brightness? Let's look at exterior. Don't know. Don't know what any of this shit means. I don't know what that means either. Okay. Well, that didn't help anything. And then this light, heaven forbid it actually be something that's worthwhile, right? So we're taking rats. You know what? It's almost like F you. You know, it's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to turn off all the shitty stuff that you got going on right now so I can just fucking sleep. So, and you know, the irony here is I doubt I had any. I don't know. I don't know why I keep coming back to this one. You know, because in truth, after this right here, I'm saying there's no way I would come back to this. There is no way I would play this game. It's not fun. I haven't had a lick of fun playing this version of Fallout this entire time here. So no, I don't see any reason. No, I didn't stand up. I don't know why it made me stand up. I didn't touch what's the name. And I still can't sleep. So right now what you're doing is you're wasting my time. It's too dark to go anywhere. So I can't go anywhere. Because I'm taking rads.
Radiation level moderate. Radiation poisoning detected.
Because I'm taking rads, you won't let me sleep. Radiation level is now moderate. Still not enough. So the only thing, in all honesty, that I have in my defense is to come in here, literally, rad poisoning modifier is 0. Break chance, 0. Right? Rad's manager update duration. I don't think that really matters. Rad boy. Beep. And then coming over here somewhere. See if I can find it. See if we can find it. All right, Vivid Weathers. No. Let's see if there's anything here for radiation. I don't see anything. All right. So this is, we're still taking radiation. But let's see. You cannot sleep right now. You received something. I don't know what we received. I don't even know where my chair got to. I'll sit for a minute. So I still hear the radiation ticker, so obviously I don't know how to turn off the radiation. You received additional something. I don't know what. So again, like I said, and then I mean, in truth, it could be, my lack of understanding of all the, okay, so I think I went to bed, but I don't know. Did I not go to bed? Oh, I can't. So what did it do? Did it just make me stand up to look at the bed? Yeah, see, I went like this. Yeah, it just makes me stand up. Doesn't do anything. You're relaxed. I'm not relaxed. My character might be, but I am not. I am not, because I think the problem is, if I had any other version, modless version, right? I just played Genesis, and part of me wishes I could just go right back to that. Any other modless version of Fallout, ready to go, that was working, thanks AE, thanks Bethesda, this would be the last one in the list that I would choose. This would be the last one. and I will say Capital Commonwealth and Wasteland Reborn are there with this one, but this one has to be the worst. So if you ask me, and there's some bad ones, right? I know there was one I was playing. I can't remember the name now. Immediately as I started playing it, I was like, oh, hell no. And so maybe technically that would be the worst one. I'll have to look at it again and see, you know. But this would be in the bottom 5 for sure. There's 25 mod lists in Wabbajack. And for me this would be in the bottom 5 of it, if not next to bottom. This list just absolutely. And then again, like I said, for me, it absolutely sucks. It irritates the crap out of me and it triggers everything, you know? Right here. Look at this. Look at what I'm looking at. So, it's not even if I wanted to go to sleep. It's like I have no other choice to do anything else but to go to sleep. And the game is telling me I am sleeping.
Radiation poisoning detected.
But for some reason, you know what I mean? I can't go to sleep. And you don't understand just how badly I want to just shut this off. Know what I mean? Like I don't even know what this is. So it's like I would love to just turn it off. And then right now, it's like, let's see. So what I'm doing right now is I'm wasting time, and I'm gonna make it clear. And maybe that's it. All right. I think I'm still getting radiation. It's at least brighter out. All right, there we go. Fuck you very much. So,
Poisoning detected.
radiation poisoning detected, but I don't even give a rat's ass. All right. We don't have any bottles to fill. I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to go back and tell what's his name that we were successful. I'm not even going to concern myself with this settlement anymore. I'm shooting anything that moves
Heads up. We showed them.
if I'm able to. I've received additional tissue damage. So
What the?
where are you?
That's how it's done. Bad dog. Sit down. That takes care
You
of that.
guys, about to say, you guys can't handle a dog on your own?
Adjusted radiation level moderate.
So, I mean, even with the changes that were made, and then yeah, I'm gonna pretty much harp on this the entire time. So brace yourselves.
Radiation
And if I can remember the name of the game, and I can't, Exodus is the last one. Was 10 times head over heels. Uh, just way better. And I guess the part that just ticks me off is the effort to make this game into something it's not, and something is not even built to be. And then my opinion is that in doing so, what you do is you ruin what was something good. And it's like, well, that's not what this game was about. That's not what this game was supposed to be. And it doesn't have the mechanics and it doesn't have the ability to be that way. And then trying to make it like that just lessens the game. And it's like there's certain things you can add and tweak and make and improve and enhance. But you gotta be it's gotta be like at what cost? What the frick is this? This is what's the name, right? That doesn't look right over there. Or is it the what's the name?
adjusted radiation level moderate.
Stay. Oh, we never been here before. And there's a dog we gotta concern ourselves. Oh, there's a mole rat. Isn't there a dog here?
Wonder if we could talk to
Poisoning
aliens
detected.
using that big satellite dish.
I don't think that's what they're trying to do with the dish. Get him. Oh, did they try to run? What a coward. Instead of like, hey, maybe they were trying to let them know that intruders. Yeah, that's it. We'll assume that they were trying to go warn the others that there were intruders. And then we had somehow got past the other sentries. And then, so again, for me, it's like maybe just the changes in air quotes improvements are just lost on me. You know what I mean? Because if I was listing out all the things I'd want my game to have, probably about 80-90% of the things that this one has in it.
Radiation level.
And that's not true. Because, yeah, I would want, um, no, I would have nothing against, radiation and having to wear a gas mask and everything like that. Um, but certain ways that things have been, I want to say the way that certain things have been done
Radiation poison
and
detected.
the roadblocks that are put up and the hoops that you're jumping through in order to do some things is for me over the top, over just more than necessary, and it detracts away from how good some of the things or additions are or could have been. And then so now what you have is, oop,
That looked like it hurt.
it did. It did. So what you have, let's see if a stim pack will help. Hold on a sec. I want to go back. Thought I got some stuff from what's her name? All right, wait. Medium junk plate is 35. Small plate. All right, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. Okay. Bleeds, heals crippled body parts. So mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have three of those. We got 300 pounds of crap. There's 13 of it right there. It's all here in it. Mm-hmm. So again, yeah, there's a ton of things that I would change. The wheel, I'm not a fan of the wheel, but I just wouldn't be, right? I don't play those kind of games that require it. And if there was a better tutorial and better information way of figuring out and learning how to use the wheel properly, and then again, I think it's more my style of play just doesn't incorporate the usefulness of what the wheel could be. So that's one of the things. But then it's right there in your face and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't get rid of it. Um well, I somehow managed to get rid of it, but that's not saying I did it properly and not saying that it's working the way it should. Can't see my thing. So, um, again, I'm not a huge fan of it. The other thing, so the medicines, the different breakout of the medicines. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's done very well, and it basically is writing the 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 premise and maybe the 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 idea that okay, anybody that's using this or anybody that does this, they know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, they know exactly what it's supposed to do here. And then I don't know that I agree with that. And then so certain medication, it's like, sometimes I'm not gonna say oversimplified is best, but sometimes simple is better than overcomplicated. It's like you can complicate some things too much. And so for me,
Radiation. Poisoning detected.
it's, hold on. I get, it's like the stim pack does it all. It does everything. It's a one shot, does everything thing. Okay, well, maybe not. All right. So if you want, you know, do the bandage. Do the bandage thing. You know, do do a also do the med pack thing. Do so do a bandage for bleeds and lacerations and stuff. Do a splint for broken bones. Do um you know so have something for broken bones. Have a splint for broken bones. Have a bandage for bleeding. Have a salve for burns, right? Have a general overall you know do what you gotta but kind of have it having two stim packs, having a bandage, having ibuprofen, having, you know what I mean? All those things just overcomplicates matter, right? And it really should kind of stick to again, like I said, categorize things. All right, you got bleeds, you got broken bones, you got contusions, bruising, stuff like that, and then you have burns, right? So you can have four different things for that. Um, but if you're going to do that, right,
Radiation
then
detected.
if you're going to have stim packs, pick the stim pack to do one or the other, right? If you're going to have bandages, if you're going to have ibuprofen, it's fine. But having a stim pack one, a stim pack two, having all this other crap, right? What the fuck is this? What is this for? You know what I mean? Is the bandage for bleeds or is the quick clot injector for bleeds? Oh, and then is it heavy? Okay, so this is heavy bleeding down here, and this is simple bleeding right here. Okay, this is just what pain and heals what non-crippled body parts. And then you have the stim pack one slowly restores HP and AP, over 180 seconds, revives down companions. And then you have this one to stop all light. Wait a minute, I thought bandages were supposed to stop the light bleeds. Why do you have a second one? Right? And then what is this then? Right? So this one stops bleeds. And then also you need to know that, hey, this might help you to prevent critical wounds for 5 minutes in case you find yourself, you know what I mean? And then you got potassium iodide. And it's like, what was wrong with Rad-X? What was wrong with Radaway? Those actually do fall in line with the whole Fallout lore. So it's an unnecessary overcomplication of something that if you weren't completely 100% satisfied, you could have modified it and tweaked it a little bit to make it better, but this just absolutely unnecessary. Um so like I said, it just gets to the point where you know where we just did too much. And then so I get to the point where it's like, well, you didn't make it any better. You didn't make it better. I can't agree with all the changes you made and say, yeah, you really improved the game, because you didn't. Not for me, you didn't. I'm sitting here and then I'm spending most of my time complaining about the things you've changed and added to the game. So, yeah, I would be that one customer that says, no, you didn't do anything that actually made the game better. You know, and the question becomes, what was the ultimate outcome, the ultimate goal that you were looking for? Now, yeah, I would like to see it some harshness added to the game, some difficulty.
Tested
I
radiation
yeah,
moderate.
yeah, radiation that should play a factor. It's just that at some point it becomes just a harsh detriment to the game altogether. Is just
Detected.
because right now it doesn't seem like there's any way to work around it or past it. So, radiation is a thing that you have to live with. Yeah,
Strip everything to the bones. I should do that
but
too. I think I might be wasting a lot of good stuff being sloppy.
what the fuck is this? So,
Excellent.
bring more money. So the whole thing with the radiation, it's like, okay, well, help me figure out. Let me. Am I taking radiation because I haven't changed my filter? I don't know that that's a thing here. And what the fuck is a rad boy? Radiation poisoning detected. Is that the thing that keeps talking to me? This is just to resist. Here's rad poisoning. As far as I can tell, it's not doing anything. All right, we want to get over here. I'm gonna take the tape, and then where are you? All right, we're gonna let him activate. We are gonna roll on out of here. Didn't I just activate him? No, I didn't.
Powering up. AI initiating. Scanning protocols and rules of engagement. Current objective. Patrol immediate area and neutralize any hostiles that pose a possible threat to the U.S. military and/or its
So the question becomes, what is the ultimate end game, the end goal here, right? Like, what were you trying to make? What really were you trying to make here? What was the game you were trying to emulate, right? You weren't really trying to make a new game. You were emulating something. You were trying to copy something. So what was it?
neutralized. Recommend immediate repairs to primary systems to ensure continued operation.
Whoa. Where's the what's the name one? There it is. The brood mother. Okay, that's not it. I could have sworn there was a legendary one as well. So, like I said, for me, I don't know. I just don't. I don't see the improvement. There's some extra things that you do have in the game that are cool, but I think they aren't implemented and added well. I think they just some things could have been done better. That's just me though. All right, so that's it. Well, that was a waste. So what happens here is this: I find myself enjoying this when just simply doing the vanilla stuff in the game with a little hint or a little added flavor or flair of the anomaly stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm enjoying the look and feel of everything, right? And so moving around, traveling around and seeing the sites and the different sites that are here, they all look cool and everything. I don't think we came this way because what I'm sensing is I know. So there, like I said, there's some cool aspects added, but God, I'm trying to get this stupid thing here. Okay. But so, like I said, right now, this feel, the way it looks, and everything like that, just sticking with the vanilla and not going overboard with all the added junk. It feels good. I can enjoy this. But I think it's when you have to contend with so when you have to contend with all the other stuff, that's when you start to lose me. And then I start to say, yeah, I just can't get on board with it. Now, technically, if we came all the way over here, because like I said, I really do like the look and feel of everything here. I just don't like the changes to the medicine. I don't like the way the rad stuff works. he run away? I think I got him, but I'm not sure. Try to run away. Oh, she. Okay. Over encumbered again. Well, let's see if we can just grab what we want. Don't ask me what happened. That I now have.
Radiation levels sink.
Gotta get those noodle cups. Well, don't need any of that. Really? We'll take that. And let's see if we can get over to what's the name before. Oh, look at that. The comfortable seat. Oh, shoot. Not good. Come on, get the other one. Don't let it get away. Are you freaking kidding me, guys?
Only one of us is walking away from this, and it's gonna be me.
Apparently it's going to be the bloat fly. Maybe he'll get shot in sanctuary. Maybe there's somebody that can actually shoot there. Dang, man. Everybody all right here? June? All right. Hey, Marcy. What's Preston doing?
You ask me, freedom's always worth fighting for.
Oh, yeah? Hi.
You know that settlement you sent me to help? They've decided to join the Minutemen.
That's great news. I knew you were the right person for the job. By the way, you should have one of these flare guns. You can use it to signal for help from any nearby Minutemen. Not much use yet, but once we have more allied settlements, you'll have help whenever you need it. I guess you know I'm one of the last of the Minutemen. But I never really told you what happened to us.
No, I'm not really interested in your life story, to tell you the truth. But I figured you get around to bothering me with it at some point. Do you see this?
I figured you'd tell me when you were ready.
Have you heard of the Quincy massacre?
Your group came from there.
Your group came from Quincy, didn't you?
That's right. Mama Murphy, Sturgis, the Longs. They were all from Quincy. I was with Colonel Hollis's group. A mercenary group called the Gunners was attacking Quincy. The people there called for the Minutemen to help. We were the only ones that came. The other groups, They just turned their backs on us and the folks in Quincy. Only a few of us got out alive. Colonel Hollis was dead, so I ended up in charge of the survivors. We never found a safe place to settle. One disaster after another.
Level 6.
You saw how it ended in Concord?
Look, as long as you don't give up, Minutemen will survive. You see, what the fuck, man?
As long as you don't give up, the Minutemen will survive.
I'm not about to give up, but I can't protect the Commonwealth all by myself. Hell, I could barely protect these people. That's why I'm talking to you. I can't rebuild the Minutemen, but I think you can.
You know, I don't know the first thing about the Minutemen.
I don't know the first thing about the Minutemen.
That doesn't matter. The Minutemen of the last few years are gone, and nobody's gonna miss them. We don't need any more petty politics, or squabbling over resources, or arguing over who has seniority. We need someone who can bring the whole Commonwealth together in a common cause. And I think you've got it in you to be that leader.
All right.
Okay.
Good. Good. Welcome aboard. I feel like this is a whole new start for the Minutemen, and the Commonwealth too. Don't worry, I'll be right beside you all the way, General.
Well,
That's quite a promotion you just gave me.
The leader of the Minutemen has always held the rank of General. Our last leader was General Becker. After he died back in '82, nobody could agree on who should take his place. The one good thing about being the last Minuteman is there's no one to argue with me when I say you're the new general. Now it's your job to make it more than an empty title. I've got something a bit different for you. Our scouts have found a promising spot for a new settlement. Once you clear it out, set up a radio beacon to let settlers know about it. Before you know it, we'll have a thriving new farm instead of wasteland. We'll take back the Commonwealth, one piece at a time.
that doesn't look ridiculous. So for some reason, you get like, oh shoot, come on. It's just over there. It's just over there. That's it. All right, wait. Where's my foodstuffs? Okay, so all the meats can go. Potatoes. Now, admittedly, we might need to grab back some potatoes. So these and about those we would need for the other settlement. so over here, don't need those. Okay. So, beverages. Where's my purified water? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, really?
Shame you can't pick up all the little settlements from around the Commonwealth and move everybody into one big place, like Concord.
Adjusted radiation levels safe.
Okay. What the frick is this? Mhm. Well, it's better than a slow walk, I guess. All right. So, first things first. Those of you, this is where you could probably check out for sure. I appreciate you being here. Um, we're gonna break down some things, get rid of some things, and some people have objections to watching people on the crafting machine. So we'll see you next time. All right. Um,
Got a strange message from a robot. Said it was from some place called Grey Garden. I couldn't figure out exactly what it wanted, but well, may as well check it out. You never know.
mm-hmm. Okay. And then let's see. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that can be broken down. All right, padded blue jacket. Mm, Jake's non-conformist outfit. All right. There's the stalker mask, stalker gloves. Let's see. Post-apocalyptic survivor beanie. I don't know what a kufiya is. All right, here we go. So, mm-hmm. All right, a stalker suit, which would be great. You see this? So, what do you need to put armor options? So you need. So me personally, I can't argue needing the legendary microchip. You know what I mean? That is a way to, add a little bit of not harshness, but make it tougher. So technically, I can't argue that.
Adjusted radiation levels safe.
But am I 100% on board or in agreement with it? No, no. The whole point of the equipment, the ECO, is to allow you to add armor options. That's why you would add it into the game because of the things it can do for you. So just going that extra mile to strip it down and make it that way just seems wrong in a sense. So like here. Now, that's the other thing I would do there. Scrap option, unscrappable. And you can see armor options I can't add, but it's kind of funny because there are some options that are there. And then one of the things that I like about ECO is exactly that. So sometimes you want to see it, sometimes you really don't. So here, I can't add the armor options, right? Removes all special features, right? So I don't want that. But there's nothing else I can do here. Base material skin, atoms chosen, and there's no requirement. But if I was going to change it, I would either go urban camo or let's do that. But I would rather it be invisible. And you can see you can do that on one of them, but you can't do it on all of them, which is inconsistent, right? Where was it that I could make it invisible? Right here. So, disciples wrapped leg. Okay. This is going to say to not be able to do it on the rest makes it just, I don't know. So, invisible paint. So, in truth, what do I got here? What these 34, 34 left and right arm. So, let's see what else I got. If I got something that's relatively close or the same that I can do that with, then of course I am doing that with it. Because for me, the other thing too is I want to be in control. It's, I want to have final say, not you. Because when you hand this over to me, it now becomes mine. And F you, what I do with it once I get it. So it's like once you hand it over, it's mine and it's mine to do with as I see fit. So I'm the one that's going to want control. And not being able to have control is just just adds a bit of frustration that it's unnecessary. All right. So let's walk over here. Let's look at our armor. All right. So I can put that on. I can put that on. I can put that on. And I don't have any arm pieces yet. Well, I do have this one, but I think you can still see that one. All right. Hmm. Major problems. Major problems. What outfit am I wearing? Gloves. Suit 101. So it's the same suit. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Same thing. Let's see what this one looks like. I just want to. It can be. All right. So the bodies isn't matching. So I'll have to go in and take a look at that. And then what I would need to do is go into body slide and work through. All right. So we can see that this doesn't fit on its own correctly. So when I put this on, though, that piece, and this one's invisible. So what am I replacing it with? Left leg, left leg. Didn't replace it with that. Left greave. Oh, so it's the same. Oh, this is the right leg. What was I putting on the right leg? Or just that? All right. Ah. Ah. So yeah, I would want to go in and redo the body slide stuff to make sure everything fits appropriately in the way it should, right? Because right now, no, nothing's fit. Nothing is actually. We couldn't tell, but nothing is fitting the way it should, or the body is not made to fit the pieces that are there. Now, what's disheartening is this, right? I don't remember changing the body at all for this one, but I didn't add these pieces in. This is part of the mod list. So again, here it's just not done all that well. I did add some things in there, but none of this. And then I don't remember changing the body for it. And even so, I would have grabbed everything and done it up. So why is it like this? Not really sure. So I need to go in and take a look and make sure. But again, anybody that's been watching for the last hour or so um, obviously knows the likelihood of me going in and doing anything with it is very slim, just because there's too many things. If we really go about it, there's just too many things about this particular mod list that I just don't like and don't care for, that trigger all kinds of things for me. Whereas, is not worth me coming in to play it. So if someone is asking me the least likely list, what is the least likely list of all the lists you have played so far? Which one are you least likely to go back in and try to make a go of? This is one for sure. And it may not be at the top. It might be number 2. But it very
Radiation level 6.
no. And then that's because there's lists like Old New England, Wasteland Genesis, Ash Lotus, even Cosmo M right now, which is one that I'm looking at, trying to see what's going on there. Lore Out is one that I'm thinking of that kind of would be right up there with this one. Again, Wasteland Reborn is one that I'm more likely to try to make a go of than this one here. And Capital Commonwealth are, if I'm trying to find a list of this ilk, right? I think I would go with those two before I go with this one. And if I'm truly, if it, I mean, push come to shove, I think I would rather not cannibalize this list, but I would rather go in and take some of the mods that are added to this one and see if I could add them to other lists, right? So other lists that don't have all of the ish that this one has into it. But yeah, no, right? So again, if you ask me, what's my favorite Fallout 4 mod list? It would be Old New England, and then it would be probably Wasteland Genesis. I really do like that list. It's crazy, but I like it. Um, and then Life in the Ruins is actually one that's really intriguing to me. I play that one on my own right now, so I haven't. I do have one, I think one or two videos out there from way back, but I've been playing it recently, just on my own off stream, and I really just love the look and feel of it. So, if anything, I could see myself wanting to grab a few things from here, and if there's anything that from this list that I think that's cool, are probably the zombies and the flickers or the lickers and the those the extra added creatures, right? And then the premise of the effects of radiation, you know, but I'd want it done better, and I would try to tweak it in myself and to avoid some of the harshness. Like I said, there's some concepts, and like I said, there's some things in here that kind of remind me of Stalker. I'm not a huge fan of Stalker though, so don't. That's one of the things. I like Stalker. I like it better than this. I think they missed the mark if that's what they were going for in this one. But that's because Stalker is a completely different game, and Fallout just doesn't have the backbone to be Stalker. So if you want to add in some of the elements and things like that, that's fine. But add them in and then do it just do it better. Um, but so yeah, I would take some elements of this and then stick it into something like Life in the Ruins or Magnus Opus.
Radiation level 6.
Those are nice, good lists. That I can get behind and say, yeah, those are excellent lists. As a matter of fact, I want to play more. I really do want to build out the Life in the Ruins um, playthrough. So I want to go back and revisit that one because, like I said, it has really grown on me, and I put it right up there with, in my top 3. I think those are my top 3: Wasteland Genesis, Life in the Ruins, Ruins, and old New England. So there you have it. Okay, guys, I'm getting out of here. I've talked enough. I've whined enough. I've complained enough. This game. This list has pissed me off enough. You know, so it has ruined my Sunday. So that's where we're leaving it. All right, guys, you know what the drill. If you like the content, definitely leave a like. Comment, tell me why Anomaly is one of your favorites, if it is a favorite of yours. And, I'll try to understand, and again, like I said, I do understand actually. So it's not even I have to try to understand. I understand for those of you out there that really truly like this list because it falls into that type of game you like to play. The key is, remember, the whole point for me is it does not fall into the type of game I like to play. And there's just so much going on with certain things and changes that it's more aggravating than enjoying. Then, I get more aggravation than enjoyment out of it. So, like I said, there are some cool aspects, but that's all it is there's some cool aspects and a lot of major frustrations. All right, guys. Peace.